If you have ever learned Chinese, you have hit this wall. He, river, radical on the left. 字, character, radical on top. Then 这, this, bottom radical. 都, all, radical on the right. It feels random, like ancient scribe just threw the pieces into the air. But no, it's not random. There is a system. And today we are going to crack it wide open, the secret of why radicals move. To solve this, you need to know one thing. Most Chinese characters are a team of two components, and each has a job. Job 1, the family name, the radical. It is the meaning part, the semantic side. It tells you what kind of thing the character is about. And it is the part you look up in a dictionary. Job 2, the given name, the sound part, gives you a clue about how to pronounce the character. Take He River, for example. The left side is the radical water. That is the family name. The right side, 可, gives the sound. That is the given name. And here's the secret. Where each part sits depends on its job. To see the pattern, we need to explore the 6 favorite spots where radicals like to live. Let's meet the 6 main positions where radicals love to sit. Remember, we are talking about the radical, the family name, the part that hints at meaning. Position 1, left side radicals, the most common type. In a left right character, the radical is almost always on the left. Example, 他, he, him. The person radical 人 means human actions. 请, the speech radical 言 relates to talking or communication. Ma, the woman radical 女 connects to feminine or family words. So when you see a radical sitting on the left, it is almost always giving you the meaning, while the right side handles the sound. Position 2, top side radicals, the second most common. In a top bottom character, the radical is often on the top. Example, 花, the grass radical for flower. The grass radical sits on top, hinting it is plant related. 星, the sun radical 日 on top, connects to light or brightness. 次, the roof radical on top means shelter or home. So when you see something sitting above the rest of the character, chances are it is the radical giving you the meaning, while what's underneath tells you the sound or complements the idea. Position 3, enclosing radicals, the hug. The radical forms a frame that surrounds the other part. Example, 裹, the enclosure radical 口 wraps around what is inside. 病, the sickness radical sits on the side and top, forming a partial frame. Now, this is where people often get confused. One of you asked, what about 这, this? The part on the bottom, 错, literally the walk radical on the side, looks like a bottom radical, right? Great question. It is actually an enclosing radical, not a bottom one. Why? Because 错 doesn't just sit below, it wraps around the left and bottom, making a little nook for one to sit in. So it is a hug, not a platform. Position number 4, bottom side radicals. The radical forms the base. It supports everything sitting above it. Example, 想, the heart radical, 心 at the bottom, shows thinking and feeling. 点, the fire radical below, gives the sense of burning or glowing. So when you see a radical resting right at the bottom, it's like the foundation of a house, quietly supporting the meaning above. Position 5, right side radicals. Let's look at a special pattern that has sound on the left and meaning on the right. Normally, in Chinese characters, meaning comes first and sound follows. But here, that order is flipped. So, why does this happen? It's usually because the sound component is the boss. The character was built using a familiar sound on the left, and then a meaning clue was added on the right to form a new word. To keep the visual balance and to preserve what people already recognize, that original sound stays proudly on the left. For example, 顶, top or summit. The sound is on the left. Ding, almost identical pronunciation. The meaning on the right. Ye, originally a pictograph of a head. We need a word for the top, so they take the sound ding and add a head radical, the top of the body, to make the word ding. Qi, period or face. The sound is on the left. Qi, meaning is on the right. Yue, moon, cycles of time. So we need a word for a time cycle. Let's take qi and add the moon radical to link it with lunar phases. Position 6, meaning on the inside, sound on the outside. This is one of the trickiest structures. Think of it like this: the outside part is a megaphone. Its only job is to shout the character's pronunciation, the sound. The inside part is the secret core. It holds the character's actual meaning. Examples: 问, the megaphone outside is 门, the secret core inside is 口. This tells us the meaning is about using your mouth. The logic is an action with your mouth that sounds like 门, to ask. 问, the megaphone outside is the component 门. The character 门 is pronounced 闷, which is very close to 门. The megaphone is shouting the sound clue. The secret core inside is 心, heart. This is the meaning clue. The feeling of being bored is an internal emotional state that comes from the heart or mind. Okay, now you know the positions, but here's the real puzzle. One viewer asked, why is gong on the left in gong as in attack and 攻克的攻, but on the right in hong, red? This question right here is the key that unlocks everything. The first word, 攻, to attack. Here the radical is 扑, and there's a historical reason it's on the right. 扑 means to strike or to act. It was literally drawn as a hand with a stick. Ancient scribes built words like this: the target or tool plus the action. The action follows what it acts upon. That's why Pu likes the right side. So in Gong, we have Gong, the sound, plus Pu, the meaning. But the character Hong, the radical is Si. In Chinese, many radicals have a favorite spot. And for the silk Si radical, that spot is almost always on the left. It's like a rule of thumb. This makes characters predictable and easier to read. So when you see si on the left, you instantly know the character has something to do with textiles, fabric, or in this case, something that can be dyed like the color red. Historically, the left side si didn't just mean fabric. The right side gong wasn't just a simple sound hint. It represented a tool, an action of creating or working on that silk. So Hong was the concept of working on colored silk. The action Gong was applied to the material Si. In ancient China, most people wrote with their right hand using a brush. The writing direction went from top to bottom and right to left. By writing the left side first, the writer could avoid the brush or hand covering the right part of the character, making the whole structure cleaner and more beautiful. Over time, this habit became muscle memory and even influenced how characters were designed. So when scribes created new characters, it made perfect sense to build them the same way they wrote, from left to right. Of course, not every character follows this rule. Some go top to bottom, some even wrap around other parts. But the left right style remains the favorite. Out of about 3,500 commonly used Chinese characters, roughly 2,300 are phono-semantic compounds. That's around 66% of all common characters. Among these, about half, close to 49%, follow the left meaning, right sound pattern. That means roughly one third of all common Chinese characters are built this way. If this video helped you see Chinese characters in a new light, that was the goal. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more lessons that decode the logic behind the Chinese language. Your challenge: in the comments, pick one character you know, break it down. What is the radical? Where is it? What is the phonetic component? Let's see you put your new skill to work. Thanks for watching, and as always, 再见.